Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Omnifactory. My name is ZD Sauce, and we're here in the world. I'm just checking things out a little bit. I was playing around with these vines, so vines act the same way as ladders, actually, so it's pretty fun. You can kind of get all the way to the top here. It's a pretty easy way to explore. Getting down might be a little tricky. I think there's... oh yeah, here we go. Nice. So where we left off last episode was we made some basic tools. We got some ores going, and in between episodes I did a bit more mining, and I've just also been smelting up a bunch of stuff. So we take a look in here. Yeah, I got a bunch of copper, a bunch of iron, some other ingots. I got zinc and nickel, which they aren't used as much. Then tin, a lot of redstone. I've also been getting a lot of wood going, and then I'm also going to change that into charcoal soon enough, because once we actually get power rocking, charcoal is going to be the first thing that we use to get power. So I got a lot of wood. Both rubber wood and normal wood can be smelted into charcoal, so I'll be doing that soon enough. I did bookmark this excavator, so I've been using a regular shovel, but so the excavator works exactly like the hammers, where they can mine a 3x3, but just shovel style. They're pretty easy to make, so I'm going to make one of those really quick. And it's really good for if we have to like harvest a lot of sand for glass. That's a good thing to have. I don't really need this stone shovel, and also this axe. And there's also this nice trash can thing that I can use. So basically just deletes things forever. So if I just close that and then open it again, it's gone. It's trashed. So hopefully I don't accidentally put anything valuable in there. Yeah, so for today, the main quest that we wanted to tackle was this dust to wire. But before we do that, I did go and hunt down some cows as well. I got the leather that we need here, and then also sheared some sheep. I got a pretty big variety of leather. I'm not sure which one really matters if we keep it. But yeah, so with that, we should be able to make a satchel. Oh, we need some tin as well. Actually, I think, yeah, that'll complete my tin quest, because I was smelting up a bunch of that. And nice. So yeah, satchel's really nice. It's just like a little backpack we can use, and we can upgrade this. I think there's also an enchantment we can use, where it can get, I think what it's called, holding. Yeah, so there's an enchantment called holding, which is really nice, and sure, you can kind of guess what it is. It can make it so that the backpack holds more, or the satchel, sorry. It's not a purse, it's a satchel. So this isn't that good for now, but we can, once we get Invar, which we just need an alloy smelter for, we'll be able to upgrade it soon enough. But yeah, I'll keep it on me for now. And completed the quest. Nice. And okay, I also I got copper done and tin done. I don't have gold. Ooh, I'm so close with gold. I do have some ore. I'll throw that in here. Yeah, while the video and everything was processing last, I was just sitting here and just smelting up a bunch of stuff, which is good to get out of the way. Let me get a little bit more charcoal as well. Cool, so that is smelting up, and I can put this stuff away. I'll smelt up the gold soon enough. Oh, I also made this framed drawer. It doesn't look pretty, but I think this is how you have to do it, where it has to be made out of the material. But I'm not quite sure. But yeah, we got a lot of cobble. Almost 2,000. We'll have to upgrade that soon enough. Cool, so we did the excavator and the satchel. I think we are now good to dive into this one. Oh, wait, before I do that. Also, I did get silver and gold, so I'm going to upgrade my furnace as well. So let me take this stuff out and get that going. I can upgrade it pretty much straight to gold, which is pretty nice. So we got the silver. Let's make sure that quest completes. And then we'll immediately surround that with gold. It's a nice looking furnace. And this should have, yeah, it has even more slots, which is nice. So now, get that glitch again. I can just throw all my stuff in here, which is very nice. Oh, and look at how fast that goes. That is a serious improvement. Anything else I want to throw in there? I guess I'll just get some wood rocking in there as well. Use rubber wood. And I can put a bunch more charcoal in as well. I don't want to. With smelting this much stuff, I probably don't need to use tiny charcoal, but I like using it. Cool. Got that taken care of. All right, so let's get into this big quest here, actually, after we collect our pennies. Yeah, next one's diamonds. Haven't found diamonds yet, but I'll get there soon enough. So from dust to wires, so I'm going to need a bunch of copper dust, red alloy dust, iron dust. So basically, copper, iron, and redstone is going to make pretty much all of this. So let's get a bunch of that stuff out. And then we're going to need to use our pestle and mortar. Or just, I guess it's just called a mortar here, to grind down a bunch of this iron dust. That used up a lot of durability, and then we'll use the rest on this copper dust. Oh, so close. I'll make another pestle and mortar here, which I think we just need a hammer and some wrought iron for. And pestle and mortar, please. Oh, we did need smooth stone as well. I think I still had some. Yep. Nice. And because I know I'm going to need a lot of it, I'm just going to get a stack of both of these dusts. Cool. So that'll complete some of these quests. So red alloy dust is copper with redstone. So I'm going to make a full stack of that because we're going to need a lot of it. I don't know if this is shapeless or not. We'll see. It is. Got a full stack of red alloy dust. And then the other one was conductive iron dust. So I'll get a stack of that as well. A big tip in Omnifactory that you'll hear a lot of people say is always make more than what is suggested, because you'll be amazed at how quickly you run through materials. Cool. Red alloys, easy enough. Just have to smelt that up. I think both of these have to get smelted, actually. So I'll prioritize these. Cool. And then, yeah, once these finish smelting up, we can make some of the ingots into some plates and some wires for both the conductive iron and the red alloy. I'll let this smelt up, and I'll be right back. Cool, and we're back. So stuff is almost done smelting. This furnace is so much nicer. It just really flies through things. So yeah, we got a good amount of red alloy and also conductive iron. So with that, we need to make some plates and wires of both kinds. So that should be easy enough, right? We just... Where's our hammer? Over here? Yep. So I'll throw in our hammer. Kind of replace it like that. So I might... I'm not going to turn all of these into plates just yet. I'll get maybe 16. Because I'm not sure what else I'm going to need it for. And then I think I'll just... Actually, wires are made out of plates anyway, so yeah, I am going to turn all of these into plates and then use half of them to turn into wires, which I believe is just this. Maybe not. I hope I didn't get that wrong. Wire, it's a wire cutter and a plate. Things are not cooperating too well. Red alloy plate and a wire cutter. Is it something with Huh. Let me try doing it on a normal crafting table. Man, that is weird. Red alloy wire. Red alloy plate. Huh. I guess it's not shapeless. Okay. My bad. Okay, so I can do that in here because I want to save that recipe. So I guess they just need to be the other way around. Cool. Easy enough. And then I am going to get half a stack of this as well. And now we got wires and plates. Easy enough. Does that complete our quest? Oh no, we also got to do conductive iron. So now we have a full stack of that. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn them all into plates and then half of those into wires. Which I think is actually going to use up all of our iron. Cool. So I'll do this with a hammer, get a half stack of iron plates, and then with the wire, if I just replace this, turn half of them into wires. And that should be everything. Yes, it is. Cool. got a lot of materials to work with now. And yeah, that opens up a whole lot. We can now see circuits popping up on this quest book. But before we do that, I think our main thing we want to do is get power. So we can make a steam dynamo, I believe now. I think we should have everything to make this. The gear gets a little bit complex, but it's not too bad. We have silver and redstone. Can make an iron furnace, and then some more red alloy plates, and these. Yeah, I think we should be good to make this. So yeah, let's go ahead and tackle trying to get a steam dynamo, because then we're going to be able to get power, and then once we have power, obviously, we can get some machines going. Alright, so we're going to need... We already got some red alloy plates. We're going to need some gold wiring. I'll get some of that. Or not wiring, my apologies. Some rods. What do we need? 6 of these, and then a bunch of redstone. Wow, already we're looking low on redstone. Good thing we're smelting up more. That was good timing. So what was it? It was like this, and then surround it with redstone, and then we're gonna need 2 of these. Cool. Couple copper plates as well. Got those rocking. We needed an iron furnace. That should be easy enough. Furnace. What else is in there? Iron furnace, iron plates. Ah, the wrought iron gears. Oh, we also need this transmission coil, which is silver rods with that. So let's get 3 silver wires. That's iron. Where's my silver at? Here we go. I keep on calling rods wires by accident. Hope I'm not going to accidentally make wires. Cool. I think it was this direction, right? No, other way. Okay, now we got our transmission coil and our 2 conductance coils. Actually, this needs to be transformed into, what was that called? An excitation? Yeah, excitation coil. And then the last thing we need are the 2 wrought iron gears. So that's going to take a bunch of plates and a bunch of rods. So we need 8 plates and 8 rods. Yeah, it's a lot of microcrafting, so it is kind of crazy how fast you'll find yourself going through all of these materials. So we got 8 plates, 8 rods, and now we're going to need a gear, which is just this with our screwdriver. Now I got to put these in here. Oh wait, I need 8 rods, actually. So I'm going to want to save this, actually. So another 4 rods. Get this going. Cool, we got our 2 wrought iron gears, and I think... Oh, that was weird. I think that should be everything I need. It is. All right, we have our power-producing steam dynamo. It's a very nice moment. Doesn't say how much. I think it does like 40 RF a tick. It's nothing crazy, so we won't be using this for that long, but it will definitely give us the start that we need. It's very exciting. And we got 5 Omni nickels. Also, check out how much currency we got. It is kind of wild how fast this adds up. So we already have what, around 100 here, and then another 100 here. So around 200 coins already. So when they say spend it at will, they really mean it. I think my last world, I ended up getting almost like 1,000 nickels, a couple thousand pennies. I had some quarters lying around. So and I was using it pretty freely. So yeah, definitely use your coins. Get some more redstone cooking up. Cool. Oh, those nickels were from something else, actually. Cool, so that gives us a whole new thing. I want to try and get into power storage, obviously, because if we're producing power, I don't want it to go to waste. So I think one of the best things I can do is try to find where there are CEFs. And I think we're going to need circuits for that. So CEF is basically a battery block for GregTech. So it converts the forge energy that the steam dynamo will make into GTEU, which I think stands for GregTech energy units. That sounds right. So we basically need that to act as a battery buffer. And yeah, so we need a primitive circuit to make that, which I believe we have a quest for. Yeah, right here. So I think the first thing we need to do is make both cables and then some of these subcomponents. So cables should be easy enough. It's a red alloy cable. It's just red alloy and excuse me, and rubber. Yeah, hopefully my voice doesn't sound too weird. I'm definitely coming down with a bit of an illness, so my apologies if it's sounding a little bit off. Let's get half a stack of rubber, and then we just combine that with the red alloy cable, and we have a good amount of red alloy covered wire now. So that's good to have. And then we also need some of these. So resistors, vacuum tubes, and coated circuit boards. So this is going to take paper, some copper wire, and coal dust. That should be easy enough. The vacuum tube. Oh, we need glass, I believe. Let's get some of that smelting up, actually. I do have some sand. Cool. We're going to need more charcoal as well. And paper. Oh, I did in between episodes something that I don't think I've mentioned yet. And I did kind of collect a bit of sugarcane and then made this massive line. So this paper's used a decent amount for some of these subcomponents. So I figure every now and then I can just come down here and harvest it all up. That's a lot, actually. I didn't realize I made it this big of a line. Nice. Now we got paper for days. Is that a duck? No, it's just a drowning rabbit. Cool. We can head back up to our base. And we can turn this into some paper that I'm sure is much needed. Yeah, that's a lot we got there. Yeah, let's just make a bunch of paper. I can see us needing a lot more than that, so I'll try to keep in mind harvesting that every once in a while. Cool. So what do we need? Resistors, vacuum tubes. So I'll save all these. Resistors, vacuum tubes, and these treated circuit boards, which should be easy enough to make. Let's do the circuit boards first. Why not? Just like this with some resin. And this is why I've been harvesting a lot of resin. It's definitely needed a lot. Cool. We got a bunch of coated circuit boards. That's good to have. The vacuum tubes. Also, if you notice these two recipes, so the fine copper wire is basically a much cheaper recipe to make this, but we need a wire mill, unless there's a way to make... No, yeah, we need some machines to get that. So for now, we need to use the recipe with the actual copper wires, which is a bit more expensive, but it's not so bad. And we do have a lot of copper saved up here, so let's just make a stack of copper wires, actually. And we want actual wires this time. Get rid of this and the wire cutter. Having issues with this again. Oh no, we need copper plates. Cool. Let's get half a stack of these then. Because once we have machines, it is going to be a lot easier. Man, am I doing something wrong? I keep on messing up these wires. Weird. Cool. We got a bunch of copper wires. That will be good to have for sure. And we should be able to use that to make, okay, paper, and then we just need some glass tubes as well. Let's make a bunch of panes. I know I'm making way more than I need, but like I said, we're going to be going through this a lot faster than we think. So let's get a bunch of these. Cool. And then a bunch of the vacuum tubes. Nice. So we got 10 vacuum tubes. That should be good for now. And let me put away some of the stuff I don't think I need for now. Keep that. You can go away. That should have gotten rid of my cobblestone. Nice. And the last thing to get is resistors, which is basically going to need more copper wires. Actually, yeah, let's... Wow, we really rocked through our copper. It is crazy how fast we go through those. A bunch more copper plates. I'm going to lock that. Actually, we have the other plate recipe. And then with this, let's make more wires. Nice. Okay. And now we can make a bunch of resistors after we pulverize some coal. Can we use charcoal dust here? I don't think we can. Yeah, it looks like we need actual coal. So I have been using I've been preferring charcoal over coal in my furnace because I know regular coal is needed for some stuff. It looks like this recipe is one of them. So let's grab this and this. Let's just turn it all into coal dust. And then we should be good to make a bunch of resistors. Nice. Chewing dead wood. I don't know what that means. Okay. And now we can put some of this stuff away. Cool. So we got resistors, vacuum tubes, and coated circuit boards. This is kind of some of the primitive stuff we need to make. Again, you can read about it a bit in the description here. But we'll be able to basically get improved versions of these as we progress through the tiers of electricity. But for now, this is what we're going to have to do because we are working towards a primitive circuit, which should be unlocked now. That one we did cables and electronic subcomponents. Nice. Your first circuit. Wow, that's easy enough. We just need some wrought iron plates, which we might have some of. Nope. I'm going to make some more wrought iron because that is... We're chewing through that very quickly. Cool. Let's get some more wrought iron. And that should be everything we need for our circuit. Yeah, it is. But we actually have to make this circuit, of course. And we're going to need a lot of these going forward, so I'm actually going to do it in my work table so I can save the recipe. So primitive circuit. It's easy enough. Do we have everything? We need red ally cables, this, some plates, resistors, vacuum tubes, and I'm going to make as many as I can, which is 5. It might seem like a waste, I know, but I will definitely use them before I can get better circuits. Cool. That's very exciting. First circuit. So exciting. And this is what I was talking about before. So the CEF, this is the battery buffer. So once we have this, we should be able to hook up our steam dynamo to our battery buffer and then start making some power and actually storing that power from there, which is very exciting. So to get that first, we need to make some conductive iron energy conduits. So for that is pretty easy. We need conductive iron wire and conduit binders. What is conduit binders? We need some clay, gravel, and sand. And we smelted a lot of our sand into glass, unfortunately. And we also haven't collected any gravel yet. But luckily, I just made this iron excavator at the beginning of the episode. So I'm going to take a second and harvest up a bunch of clay, sand, and gravel, and then that will get us a lot of those conduit binders, which we're definitely going to need a lot of throughout this pack. So I will be right back. So I am out here collecting some sand and gravel, and I just wanted to record this while I do it. But this is an applied energistics. Is it a meteorite? I'm not really. I think it's technically a meteorite. But basically, there's a chest inside this sky stone that will get us some of the stuff that we're going to need once we actually get an AE system going. So I'm just going to dig into this. And it's pretty close. It's pretty nearby as well. I think that's my base building over here. So pretty lucky to have that. And there should be a chest here. Can I? No, I have to. Okay, we got a logic press. That's okay. Some copper nuggets. Oh boy. Hoping for more than one press because we need 4 of these in total. So I might have to do some searching around eventually to find some more meteorites and see where I can get some more presses. But it's nice to have one off the bat. I'm gonna finish. I think I've gotten some stuff. So I'm gonna collect a little bit more though, and then I'll meet you back at the base. And we are back with a whole lot of stuff. Just got a few stacks of sand, gravel, and clay just from around the world. And we're going to turn these into conduit binders. Or actually, we need to do the composite first. And yeah, let's just get a bunch of that, and that should make a good amount of binders. It's 2 each, so this will be about 3 stacks, or maybe exactly 3 stacks of conduit binders. And then we're going to use those to get some conductive iron energy conduits. So that's what we're going to use to basically transport the power from our steam dynamo that we made earlier to a battery buffer that we are going to make soon. So I just need some conductive iron wire. I think I do have some of that. And we're probably going to be needing a lot of this stuff, so I'm just going to turn all of this conductive iron wire into conduit binders. Or into the actual conduits. We need 48 of them. Or actually, no, we just need double of them. Got some of this stuff. And we got a bunch of conduits. Nice. So we have power generation and power transfer. Now we're just going to need power storage is the last thing. Let's put away some of the stuff we don't need. And again, this is all temporary. I'm gonna have to take some time to basically sort out how I want to organize things, but for now, we can place this down and we can just kind of do that. So once we supply this with both water and coal, sorry about that. It's noisy out there. I hope you can't hear what's going on. We'll be able to basically produce some power and store it. So let's collect our pennies. Man, I don't know what's going on outside. That is it's a bit crazy. And our next thing we're going to try to produce is called this CEF, which I don't know what it stands for. I don't know if it tells us what it stands for. I don't think it's important what it stands for, but it will basically hold power for us. It's saying craft your primitive circuit. We already did that. And then we have the first circuit. We should be able to make our CEF. Nice. So it's going to take a circuit, an LV machine hull, chest, some wire, and so this 4 times conductive wire, what that means is basically just 4 of our normal wires compressed together, essentially. Cool, so I'm going to prepare some of this stuff. I'll be right back. I know I'm cutting a lot, but I think that will be better than me just microcrafting all these different things. Be back in a second. And we're back again. That was quick. I just wanted to basically get some more conductive iron cooking because we are going to need a good amount of that. But I think we should be good to create the components for this. It's not going to be that bad. So I went ahead and crafted some more iron wires. So basically we're going to need 2 of the... I don't know what's going on with my internal crafting. There's some glitch happening. I can't even make wooden planks. So I guess we have to use this. So we're going to need 2 of the 4 times to make our CEF. Oh, also, I wanted to bring up the quest book brings up some good points about a CEF. So you can make a times 4 CEF and a times 16, which basically correspond to how many machines they can power at once. So GregTech power works a little bit differently. If you look at CEF, so yeah, the item slots with 4, so this can basically hold 4 separate batteries. It produces a voltage of 32, which is enough to power low voltage machines. And then the maximum FE in is how much energy it can take from the steam dynamo. And then it needs to be connected to basically these 4 times conductive iron wires, and it can power 4 machines running simultaneously. Now, if you want to power more than 4 at once, you can make the 16, which is pretty much the same recipe, but it uses these iron wires instead. And either work, but I think I'm going to do 4 because we're not going to have that many machines at first. But if we find ourselves running into some issues, then we can always upgrade to use the 16 slot CEF, which isn't that much more to make. But one thing to note is when you are using this, you need to use the 16 times cables. So it's basically for every block of cable, 16 conductive iron wires. So it gets pretty expensive that way. So that's the main reason I'm sticking with the 4 times for now. Anyway, cool. So we're going to need our circuits. We got some wrought iron, some of the wires. We're going to need to make a chest. Let's do that really quick. And then I'm going to lock this circuit. So we need to make this machine hole, which is some tin cables, which we haven't made yet, and then some machine casings. So we already have some wrought iron plates in here. I just need to grab my wrench. And we should be able to make a machine casing that way. I'll lock that because we're going to need a lot of them. And then the machine hull, we just need to get some tin cables, which are easy enough to make. Let's get some tin. And again, like everything else, I'm just going to make a bunch of these. Make half a stack of these. Whoops. Yeah. And then what was it? Wire cutters that we needed? Where did I put my wire cutters? I might have lost my wire cutters. Use the old JEI trick. Yeah, I think I must have used up the durability, but that's okay. We can just make another one. Now that we have that recipe saved, it should be easy enough. What was the other thing? This, and then we need some plates and also some wires. Or sorry, not wires. Was it rods that we needed? Yeah. So we need 2 of these. And then a wrought iron bolt. Why isn't that a recipe saving? I'm not sure. That's what, a saw and an ingot? There we go. That's interesting. Huh. And then a screw with that. So we got 2 screws, and then we're also going to need 1 more of these since we used one up. And that should be everything, right? Just got to grab my supplies. Cool. A wrought iron wire cutter. So this is our second wire cutter. It's pretty crazy how fast we move through some of this stuff. Okay, so we want to make a bunch of tin wires with that. And then we want to cover those tin wires with rubber sheets. And while I'm here, going to make a bunch more rubber sheets. And cover it. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I'm gonna need to restart. Minecraft because that's being weird. So we got some tin cables, and I think that should be everything we need to make our. Moving all my things around. Make our machine hole, and we'll also lock that recipe. So basically, machine holes are used for both the CEF that we're making currently, and then also any machine of that voltage. So there's going to be a lot. So we're going to be making a lot of those for sure. So now I think we should have all the parts to make our CEF. Beautiful. And to complete this quest, it also wants us to make some of these conductive iron cables, which is why I made a bunch more of these. So I'm going to turn half of these into plates and then turn those into wires. Always get that wrong. And these need to be the covered kind. So let's make 16 of the covered kind, and that will, whoops. And that will basically transform into, get out of there. That will transform into 4 of the 4 times. Just with that and with that. And that should be everything we need. So the reason we're using conductive iron here is because you can see in the red down there, the loss per block is 0. There are other types of cables. So like we were making tin cables before. So we could use tin, not platinum, but it's a 1 loss per block. So we're just losing electricity, and it's basically less efficient using that. So for each tier, there's like a 0 loss per block type of metal. So for LV, conductive iron wire is the metal to use for all of your cabling. So basically, I will be able to plug in my CEF and then run some wire. I'm going to need a screwdriver to make it face the right direction, and I'll be basically able to set up some machines, turn off the power. So 3 episodes in, and we are already very close to getting our first machines up and running. However, I believe I'm running a little bit late here, so I am going to wrap up the episode here. We got a power supply up and running, we got power transfer, and we got power storage going. So making some good progress. I think next episode we're going to basically get our power. We need some batteries to store our actual power inside the CEF. So when we click on here, it opens up a GUI. So basically we need to put in something to hold the power. And then we should be able to just throw some water and some coal in here, start producing power, and then work towards our first machines, which will get us away from using a lot of these tools that we have in the work table. So that's very nice. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next episode.